Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Please visit our new website, thisweekinamerica.us. Our guest back in the program, as mentioned, is Lisa MoonCat. She's an author, spiritualist, reader, and healer. Been doing it for 20 years. She also studied astrology extensively, enjoys helping people understand their relationship to the stars, and the author of the book, Energy Magic, A Ritual Guide. Her website is very simple, lisamooncat.com. Go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and link on to Lisa's website. Also, see the first show that we did. You can listen to it. You can view it on YouTube there as well. Lisa, welcome back to the program. A pleasure to have you back with us.
Hi, Rick. Thanks for having me.
So many interesting things once again to talk about. And had a lot of great comment after the first program you were on with us. And let's just start with the name of the book, Energy Magic, A Ritual Guide. Let's start with the energy magic part, because you feel that there's really energy all around us. We just have to figure out how to tap into it.
Yes, definitely. And it's really interesting talking with practitioners of different types of energy work. So there's things like Reiki, there's also things like chakras. There are people that do more shamanic practices of energy healing, and they're all parts of energy magic. All of those are energy magic. And so the point of my book was really to bring it back into that generalized space where you can see that all of these things are really the same thing. They're just different types of that same thing. So the point behind it is that in order to reach into that energetic connection, it's really important to develop personal ritual practices. And some people really love the doctrine and the dogma and the more group-oriented, things like church, things like temple.
Right.
Those are all types of energy magic too. Prayer is the most simple form of energy magic. It's just reaching out with yourself, offering that to the universe.
When you talk to people about the different types of rituals, when you approach them with energy magics, and there's energy all around us, and we can, in fact, if we know what we're doing, we can tap into that. Are you met sometimes with skepticism? Are people like, yeah, I'd like to learn that, but are they intimidated, I guess would be the question.
It's interesting. I've been doing workshops now on the book, and what I find rather than intimidation is frustration, where people go, I want that, but I don't know how, or how, it seems so complicated, or how can I make this fit into my life? And, your ritual practice shouldn't take over your life, and it shouldn't be another horrible thing that you have to get through. Your ritual practice really needs to be designed to support you and support your life. And so that's part of why I really like doing the workshop, because then I can talk to people about what they really want to do with their ritual, what they're trying to achieve in their life, why they're drawn towards working with bigger universal energies in the first place, because those are all questions that can help you understand your connection to those energies and your connection to your own spirituality, which is really what you're getting at.
You can get information on the book at Lisa's website, which is lisamooncat.com. Very simple. Also information there on the seminars that Lisa talks about. And what I really liked about reading Energy Magic, A Ritual Guide, you really walk us through that. You sort of take us by the hand, and this is how it's going. This is what you can do. And again, you used the phrase before, personalized rituals. There really is no one size fits all. You sort of develop your own.
Yeah, exactly. And that sounds like, to some people that sounds really open-ended. They go, "Oh God, do I have to figure it all out?" No, 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 no. The book is very simple, and the point of it is that it offers you many different starting places where you can try little things and, like, okay, I tried this little thing and that works. Okay, keep doing that, It's noticing what fits for you, what feels right, and giving you a few different options of where to start from, so that you don't go, okay, well, here's this void of what, okay, I want to engage with my spirituality. I don't really know how. I feel like maybe I don't have time for it, or maybe it's not as important to me. But having something as simple as a regular meditation practice is so beneficial for the mind, for the heart, for the spirit, for your life. I mean, you want to talk about stress levels. I'm pretty sure, Rick, that everybody can agree that they're going through a lot right now.
Yes.
And when you get to those places, if you have a ritual practice that you can turn to, if you start developing that, then then you have some place to put that energy and go, okay, you know what? I did something about it. I did something.
The
And
one
now I
thing
can
you'll find it in reading the book Energy Magic is you're really never too old to start at this. If you think, geez, I'm in my 40s, my 50s, my 60s, I can't get into this. It's really simple. You started at age 8, but you don't have to be that young to start. You can really start now and make a major change in your life.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. You know, most of the people I work with are from the ages of 30 to 65. So, I mean, this is really, when I wrote the book, I thought, oh, well, maybe this would be good for beginners, thinking maybe young adults. But actually, the people who need this work and the people that are ready to do the work, are the people that are already in life. They're like, okay, I have a job, you know, I have or am working on that. You know, I have a house, I have a family, I have life is going on here, and I need something to bring my sense of peace back to the forefront. And that's really where I feel like the book can step in and help people is when they go, okay, so when life gets crazy, what do? You sit down, you get in touch with yourself, you get in touch with your meditation, you drop into a clear, clean mind space, and you ask for help from the universe. And when you put it that simply, it works. The universe goes, oh, we hear you, because you've quieted all of the busy crazy that's going on in your brain. Because normally when you're thinking about, oh, well, I got to do this and I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that, and then this other thing, and then this other thing, and then the cat, and the kid, and then the car, and then the house, and you know, your brain just goes like this. And that's also partly a symptom of just modern society. We have phones, we have computers, we have TVs, there's advertising, there's everything is constantly chattering at us. So when we take the ritual time regularly, practicing it regularly is part of why it makes it easier to do, was part of why I sort of push that. But, you know, doing it even on a non-regular basis, just here I am, I need this right now, I'm going to do it. It helps you lose the stress for a minute. You go, okay, I'm freaking out, I'm stressed out. You drop in, you clear your mind space, you go, I'm going to let go of all of this for 2 minutes even, and just sit with what I need in order to survive this moment.
If you never got past basically step 1 in Energy Magic, a ritual guide, which you've talked about several times, clear your mind, that's going to get, even if we stop there, that's going to be beneficial to our life. Like you said, we are bombarded constantly. If you clear your mind, suddenly everything falls back into perspective.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the whole point. And I think, you know, getting to the point where going through the meditation practice, like that part takes a little bit of time to get used to. And once you get used to that practice, then you can start moving it into something that is a little bit more directed. The reason that I put it in such close concert with working in ritual is that for a lot of people, clearing your mind is really hard. So it's easier to sort of do a basic clearing, like, okay, I'm going to let go of all this for a second, knowing that you're not going to get totally clear, being okay with that, and then being in that space to ask for what you need. So if you go, okay, I know I can't get totally cleared because there's this piece right here that's driving me crazy. You get as clear as you can. That piece is still there, and then you can work with just that piece. You see what I mean?
Yes, exactly. And we keep talking about ritual, and what I find when you really think about it, if you put it, a ritual is something, pagan worship, or you have to have an altar, you have to do this. We go through rituals probably and don't even realize it during the course of the day. If you're into work and you're shutting the door and you're going to take 15 minutes and check your email, that's a ritual. You're getting prepared for that action. If you're going to watch House of Cards on Netflix and you're going to watch 3 hours worth of those programs, you go through a ritual. You shut everything else down, you get in the chair, you watch, and that's a ritual. Am I oversimplifying that?
No, absolutely. And I think it's really great that you brought that up, because that's one of the things that I like to do with people in the workshop is look at where ritual already lives in their life and how they can take that simple ritual, something they're already doing, and add a little bit of loving intention behind it. The tagline of the book is intention is everything. So if you put a little bit of intention underneath that ritual that's already there, it starts to become a practice for you that can be rejuvenating. It can be stress relieving, on a whole nother level. So, yeah, you love to just check out and watch Stargate at the end of the night, whatever it is. If in your preparation for that, part of that is also, I love myself and I'm taking this time for myself to be calm. That half hour of TV that you watch or whatever it is that you do can be that much more calming and sustaining for your soul and for your spirit.
When we have so many people pulling at us, family, friends, at work, the job obligations, is it difficult for people to stop and say, I love myself and I am going to carve out a half an hour, an hour and a half a day for something I want to do, whether it's a ritual or just taking time for yourself? Is that difficult for most of us to get to that point and not feel selfish about it?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. And I think one of the first steps with the whole practice and stepping up to say, you know what, I need to work on my spirituality is needing to work on taking time for it, making it a priority, saying, no, you know what, having a spiritual practice is important. It helps with self-betterment. It helps with having a place to go regularly for yourself that says, okay, it's okay for me to want to be a better person. And this is the time I carve out to do that work. And and starting the be a better person starts with loving who you are already. Like, you've got to say, oh, it's okay. I am where I am. Life put me here. I've made some choices. I did the best I could at the moment. There's nothing more I can do about that. What I have to do is love where I'm at right now and start here so I can step forward. And having that spiritual practice, it sounds, to some people, they say, oh, well, spirituality, as long as you're paying your bills, you're fine. I can't tell you, Rick, how many people I know who have the job and the house and the car and the 2.5 kids, and they got to the end of it and said, I'm still not happy. And I go, well, what do you do that makes you happy? And they go, I don't even know what makes me happy anymore. That's what your spiritual practice is for.
Do you find in the people that you deal with, the people who've read the book, the people that come to the workshop, can you see a transformation where suddenly they're more at peace with themselves? They are a calmer individual?
It's an ongoing process. Right. And I see the people that start with the book and go, wow, this really opened a door and opened my mind. What I see more from the workshop and the book, I see the light go on. I see people go, yeah. Oh, this is what I can do. There is something I can do. I could be doing this right now and it would be awesome. And that sense of like, oh, it's easy. It doesn't have to be a big, crazy, complicated process. Like, no, super easy. Here's the directions. They're right here, really clear. It helps people. They go, oh, this is okay, great. And then when you see them open that door, then they can start working through it. And then they start taking little baby steps. And over the transition of months, that's when I see them really drop into themselves and go, wow, I am making some changes in my life. Usually what happens, they take the workshop, the light goes on, they start making changes. They go, whoa, okay, this is crazy. I am living like a crazy person. And you go, yeah, no wonder you're miserable.
Well, yes. It makes perfect sense. Now, Lisa MoonCat is our guest on This Week in America. The book is called Energy Magic, A Ritual Guide. It's available at Amazon. You can also purchase it at Lisa's website, which is lisamooncat.com. Get great information there as well. If you go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, you can link on directly to Lisa's website. Also see the YouTube that we did with Lisa this last time. You also see her with the video that'll be posted here shortly after you hear this. And it's interesting because you use one word in there that really sort of jumps out at me as I look at that, and that's sustainable. So often we start something and it's nice to say, I'm going to give me an hour a day. Well, that's probably not realistic if you haven't been giving yourself any time during the course of the day. How important is it that you have some? Now, you started this when you were 8 years old. You're 20, 21 right now, so you've kept it up during that part of your life. She's laughing right now, so but no more than 23 or 24. So you've continued it. So sustainability is crucial, isn't it?
Right, exactly. Well, and especially, thank you, Rick. You're very sweet. I'm 30 now. But as you get into places where you're dealing with having a house and a car and a job and a kid and a cat and whatever else, and or especially people that are community organizers, people that are that are in a managerial position too, like that's an extra draw in your energy. I tell people to try and start with 1 hour every 2 weeks, which is why some of the stuff further into the book about timing talks about moon cycles. Because if you're hitting that full moon and the new moon, and even if it's as simple as taking a minute to just do nothing for an hour and be peaceful and honor the moment that you're in, take a little time to write, that's key, and depending on the lifestyle, I definitely have clients that I'm like, okay, mama, you're going to take 1 hour this month for you. And for some people, it's easier to do like 3 hours in one chunk, or do 1 hour a week, or do 30 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day. What do you do while you're making your coffee? Are you standing there picking your nose, or could you use that minute to offer a little meditative space to your brain? Because that's a simple one. Actually, a dear friend of mine just started that after the workshop, and it's really helped his process.
And it really seems doable. Again, I started talking about intimidation. We've got about a minute or so left in the program. We'll end with that. There's nothing intimidating about that. It goes back to customizing for yourself what will work. And something we talked about in the last one that I found very interesting, you really need a beginning for this ritual. You also need an ending for it as well. Talk about the importance of that. When it's over, you just don't sort of like get up and start doing things. You really need finality to that particular ritual.
Right. And that's to give it that closing space and say, okay, I'm honoring that. You give it even more power. You say, that was my moment. That was my little moment where I meditated, even if it was your coffee. So your start for your ritual is you push the go on the coffee machine. And you say, okay, and here I am. You do your little meditation. You do a couple mantras for yourself, whatever that's very calm. You end with a couple of positive prayers, or you end with a couple of offerings for yourself. And then at the end you say, thank you, universe. I am so blessed. I am closing this ritual. And you pour your coffee and you drink it. Perfect. That's perfect. Drops you back into your body. Because keeping that ritual space super sweet and super clear is the whole point, to give yourself that clarity in that moment. So whatever happens there can really move into the energetics of the world around you and do the work for you. So you're not, my grandmother always had a Jesus jar. Now, I'm not Christian, but I get it. This one's for Jesus. She'd have a problem in there. She'd write out her problem. She'd stick it in the Jesus jar. I can't do anything more about this. That one is for spirit to deal with. And that's part of what the point of ritual is. You close it, you say, all right, I put my meditation out there. I put my energy out there. That piece is for spirit to deal with. I can't do anything more there. And you close it, and then you go about your day.
As always, a fascinating discussion. Lisa MoonCat has been our guest on This Week in America. Lisa's website is lisammooncat.com. The book we're talking about is Energy Magic, a Ritual Guide. Information at our website. A lot of great information at the website, information on seminars and talking directly with Lisa. Information, if you can't remember all of that, just go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and link on at that point. Lisa, always a pleasure. Look forward to having you back on the program. Thank you. The time went by too quickly. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much, Rick. Lovely to see you again.
Thank you. This Week in America. Remember the new website, thisweekinamerica.us.